Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Having two dads offered me the choice of contrasting point of view, one of the rich man and one of a poor man. I had two fathers, a rich one and a poor man. One was highly educated and intelligent. He had a PhD and complete 4 years of undergraduate work in less than 2 years. He then went on to Stanford University, the University of Chicago, and Northwestern University to do his advanced studies. All won full financial scholarships. The other father never finished the 8th grade. Both men were success in their career, working hard all their lives. Both earned substantial incomes. Yet one always struggled financially. The other would become one of the richest men in Hawaii. One died leaving tens of millions of dollars to his family, charity, and his church. The other left a bill to be paid when he died. Both men were strong, charismatic, and influential. Both men offered me advice, but they did not advise the same thing. Both men believed strongly in education, but did not recommended the same course of study. If I had only one dad, I would have had to accept or reject his advice. Having two dads offered me the choice of contrasting point of view, one of a rich man and one of a poor man. Instead of simply accepting or rejecting one or the other, I found myself thinking more, comparing, and then choosing for myself. The problem was that the rich man was not rich yet, and the poor man was not yet poor. Both were just starting out on their careers, and both were struggling with money and families. But they had very different points of view about money. For example, one dad would say, the love of money is the root of all evil. The other said, the lack of money is the root of all evil. As a young boy, having two struggle fathers both influencing me was difficult. I want to be a good son and listen, but the two fathers did not say the same thing. The contrast in their point of view, partially about money, was so extreme that I grew curious and intrigued. I began to start thinking for a long period of time about what each was saying. Much of my private time was spent reflecting, asking myself questions such as, why does he say that? And then asking the same question of the other's dad's statement. it would have been much easier to simply say, yeah, he's right, I agree with that, or to simply reject the point of view by saying, the old man doesn't know what he is talking about. Instead, having two that whom I loved forced me to think and ultimately choose a way of thinking for myself. As a process, choosing for myself turned out to be much more valuable in the long run than simply accepting or rejecting a single point of view. One of the reasons the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the middle class struggle in debt is that the subject of money is taught at home, not in school. Most of us learn about money from our parents. So what can poor parents tell their child about money? They simply say, stay in school and study hard. The children may graduate with excellent grade, but with a poor person's financial programming and mindset. Sadly, money is not taught in schools. Schools focus on scholastic and professional skill, but not a financial skill. This explains why smart bankers, doctors, and accountants who earned excellent grade many struggle financially all of their lives. Our struggling national debt is due in large part to highly educated politicians and government financials making financial decisions with little or no training in the subject of money. Today, I often wonder what will happen when we have millions of people who need financial and medical assistance. They will be dependent upon their families or government for finance supports. What will be happen when Medicare and Social Security run out of money? How will be a nation survive in teaching children about money continues to be left to partner most of whom will be or already are poor? Because I had two influential influential fathers. I learned from both of them. I had to think about each dad's advice, and in doing so, I gained valuable insight into the power and effect of one's thought and one's life. For example, one dad had a habit saying, I can't afford it. The other dad forbade those words to be used. He insisted. I asked, how can I afford it? One is statement one is a statement and the other is a question. One let you off the hook and the other forces you to think. My soon to be rich dad would explain that to be automatically saying the words I can afford it. Your brain stops working by asking the question how can I afford it? Your brain is put to work. It did not mean that you should buying everything you want. He was fantastical about exercise your mind. The most powerful computer in the world He did say, my brain gets stronger every day because I exercise it. The stronger it gets, the more money I can make. He believed that automatically saying I can't afford it, it was a sign of mental laziness. Although both dads worked hard, I noticed that one dad had a habit of putting his brain to sleep when it came to finances, and the other dad a habit of exercising his brain. The long-term result was that one dad grew stronger financially and the other grew weaker. It is not much different from a person who goes to the gym exercise on regular basis versus someone who sits on the couch watching television. Proper physical exercise increase your chance for health, and proper mental exercise increase your chance to wealth. My two dads has opposing attitude and affected the way they thought. One dad thought that the richer should pay more in taxes to take care of those less fortunate. The other said tax punished those who pro, produced and reward those who don't produce. One that recommended study hard so you can find a good company to work for. The other recommended study hard so you can find a good company to buy. One that said the reason I am not rich is because I have you kid. The other said the reason I must be rich is because I have you kids. One encouraged talking about money and business at the dinner table, while the other forbade the subject of money to be discussed over a meal. One said, when it comes to money, play it safe, don't take a risk. The other said, learn to manage risk. One believed in home is our largest investment and our greatest asset. Other believe my home is liability, and if your house is your largest investment, you are a trouble. Both they say their bills one time. One paid his bills first, while the other paid his bills last.